In this interesting episode, we are talking about the following interesting thing. Now, do you remember a player? He used to play for Orlando Pirates and he was just among the defenders there. His name is Benson Mhlongo. You know, he says this thing. He says the following. He said, people must listen to what Junior Khanye is saying and what Jabu Pule is saying. You know what he says? He said because those two guys knows football and they have football brain. But I know that some of you guys don't want to listen to Junior Khanye. You don't want to know his opinion. I know. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, yeah. To those that wants to know more, stick around. To those that will stick around, guys, if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below, guys, it is free of charge. Let's jump straight into it, guys. Yay, good people. Benson Mhlongo la. You're speaking to kick off. Benson Mhlongo says no, guys. He says that people, you know, in South Africa, he says that one of the biggest problems that we are facing in this country is that people don't want to listen to former footballers. You know, they just want to do things the way they want to do things. But people who have played the football and knows football are not being listened to. He asked a question to say, a lot of you guys do not know where I came from. He says that you'll remember that me now in my time, say Mhlongo, when I used to play for Orlando Pirates, he says the only time I will sit in the bench it is when I'm seriously injured. He says I've never sat on the bench. He says there is a reason why that was happening. And then he mentioned some very interesting things now. He says there are people who will come and say maybe they want to play, they want to be a striker. Well, he says that only to find out that person is not supposed to be there. He says, to be a defender. He says there are people that are supposed to be playing rugby. He says just because there is no rugby facility in your area, you then resort to football, but you are not necessarily gifted in football. He says others are very good in boxing, but because there's no boxing facility in your area where you can train, you then resort to football. But you know, it says in the long run, you can tell that no. I mean, he says that when you look deeper, you can tell that this person is not a football player. This person is not even supposed to be here. He then spoke about the fact that these days, people will take an athlete and then say just because you can run fast, now you must be a footballer. He says no, football is football, and athlete is an athlete. Allow people who are good at running and go and compete with other people, but to play football is a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Those are his words speaking to the kickoff.com. He says that most of the South African players that we have now, they're not necessarily gifted in football. They're not even supposed to be playing football. And he speaks about the development side of football. He says that he was developed and taught very correctly. So that's why he lasted this long in football, and that's why he was this disciplined. He says that now, if now look, he's into coach said, who do you think is not gifted in football? But this thing, it makes me laugh, to say there are people that are not gifted in football, but they are busy playing football and they're not even supposed to be there. But then the question that I have for you is, who is not supposed to be there according to you? Players that you can pick. It doesn't matter whether it's Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns, or whatever. But mostly in Sundowns, they've got quality players. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, other teams as well. But Kaizer Chiefs as well, they're offloading. So maybe you can say currently. You know, please use the word currently because they are busy. They're offloading. A lot of players will leave Kaizer Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? That's why they says some players don't deserve to play for Kaizer Chiefs here. They need to leave. So yeah, but then is it because maybe even others want to have identified the fact that certain players are not necessarily football players? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just maybe it's one of those questions that makes you think, who is not a football player? I just don't know. Nevertheless, the only way for me to know what you think, it is for you to get into the comment section below. So let the conversation begin right now, right here.